Now, the humble loo is not something that many of us spend time thinking about, but one man has dedicated himself to bringing good sanitation to those who need it.
Yes, 40% of the world's population don't have access, but Jack Sim, who founded the World Toilet Organization, wants to tackle the problem.
Yes, he's going to be speaking at a conference in Salford today, which gets together technology's great thinkers. He's here in the studio, along with Mishal, Saeed, who is the curator of the TEDx conference. Thank you both very much indeed. Jack, an interesting idea, particularly to be talking about at 10 to 7 in the morning, but at 5 to 7 in the morning. Why did you hit on this idea of doing exactly what? Explain what you did.
We go to the toilet 6 to 8 times a day, but we feel too embarrassed to talk about it. And when we don't talk about something, we cannot improve. So right now, there are 40% of the world population still do not have access to a toilet. And I think this is unbearable and illogical. So when I was at 40, I start to think, what shall I do with the rest of my life? Selling time to buy money is a loss-making business because you can't buy more time. You should not sell time. So I wanted to do something important, and I discovered toilets is so neglected. Okay,
so you were in Singapore, you've been very successful, made quite a lot of money. Just explain briefly what you did in order to help other people.
I started the World Toilet Organization with the acronym WTO. It sounds like World Trade Organization. So the media love it very much, and we broke the taboo of sanitation and toilets, and people find it safer to talk about it when the media gave it so much legitimacy.
And is there something specific you can do to help people in countries where they need better sanitation?
Absolutely. In fact, we have got so successful that last year, the United Nations General Assembly adopted our founding day, 19th of November, as World Toilet Day of the United Nations.
But how do you actually practically improve the situation? You said 40% of the world don't have access to a proper toilet. How do you go about changing that in a practical way?
The first thing is to make them want to have a toilet, because they are practicing open defecation for a very long time, since generation from their ancestor, and they found that there's nothing wrong with it. But actually, the flies are spreading diseases, and diarrhea kill about 1.5 million children every year. So we have to stop this by telling the people that this is a really serious problem. And we realize that telling them rationally is actually not so effective than to create a fashion out of toilets, so that people get jealous. If they don't have toilet, then the others are looking down on them. And this peer pressure is something like a Louis Vuitton handbag, you know.
Yeah, having a toilet is like, yeah, I understand exactly what you mean.
And Mishal, you're holding this event in Manchester today to talk about this. How important is it that people get together to discuss these big ideas about technology and changing the world?
I think it's really important. I mean, we've got Jack because he's got a really, really inspiring and interesting story. And at TEDx, as well as at the University of Salford, we're always focused on highlighting stories about people who have gone above and beyond to push their potential and achieve things out of the ordinary. So I'm quite excited about today.
And what kind of thing comes out of TEDx? Because obviously you've discussed big issues over the years, and today is all about toilets. What other things have come out of previous conferences that have gone on to make an impact?
I think it's getting people interested in subjects that they haven't been interested in before. For example, science, media, politics. So the whole motto of the conference is to share ideas worth spreading and getting people talking about things that they wouldn't normally have been interested in before.
Give us an idea of some of the other people that you've got speaking then. Obviously Jack is a key man today, but you've obviously got other ideas in the mix as well.
Yep, so we've got a 13-year-old amateur nuclear scientist. Apart from him, we've got Brooke McNanty, who's also known as Belle de Jour, who's going to talk about anonymity. Apart from that, we've got Lucy Hawking, who is going to talk about science and storytelling. So we've got about 18 in total. I'd rather not spoil the suspense. You can watch it online.
Okay, just go online and search for TEDx. And Jack, do you think ultimately it is possible to help eradicate much of the disease that afflicts many parts of the world through something as simple as a toilet?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Ebola crisis is actually a hygiene issue. If people were to wash their hands and have toilets, I think we will have solved that problem, or at least mitigate it to a very large extent. The good thing right now is in India, Prime Minister Modi is actually pushing to be the toilet champion for his country, and he wants to have everybody having a toilet by 2019, I think. That's really, really big, tall order.
It's fascinating, a simple idea, but one that's clearly very valuable. Jack, thank you very much indeed. Mishal, good luck with the conference. Thank you very much for
talking about. Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.